And all right, so we're live. So yeah, bro. It's good to finally connect with you. I definitely want to spend some time with you tonight. I'm glad that you made an effort to, uh, spend some time with me tonight, especially with what you got going on and everything. I know you got taxes and everything that's going on with you. So I just really wanted to take some time out to really connect with you. I know we talked via Facebook, email. So just share with me a little bit more about how you got started and how you actually connected with me in the first place. Because when you got plugged in, I was just like, I was excited because I was like, oh, another autopilot sign up, and I have no idea where he came from. But I always want to connect with people and just talk about that process because it's proof positive that what I teach works. So just share with me how you got into contact with me in the first place, Adam.
The first place I saw you was on YouTube. I saw some of your YouTube videos. Um, I watched a couple of them. I saw you did that little quick snippet with the Mike Dillard little interview. When you must have been at a convention or something. Um,
Yeah, that was years ago. That was back in 2010. Back
was
in
it really?
2000. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny because he said basically he boiled it down to find a problem, solve a problem, find a problem, solve a problem. And that's one thing I got out of that little interview you got. So I started following your channel, and then I don't know if you started sending me emails or at some point I found Empower Networks. It must have been through you somehow. I'm not exactly sure how. And
You
then that's
probably
when I saw.
opted if because you got on my list, and so what probably happened is you probably have been following my YouTube videos, and then you finally made a decision to click one of the links.
Yeah, I think I probably clicked a link on there, went to your website or something, and saw some things, and then went from there because I'm in an MLM now. I've been doing MLM stuff for years. I've tried a million different ones. I did some online marketing years ago, and I did pretty well before I got divorced, and then it kind of went by the wayside a little bit because my rental properties had some issues. But um, I'm trying to get back into it with the MLM that I'm in, and trying to merge that with online marketing. That's kind of how I found you, and that's kind of how I'm trying to do my MLM.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And I definitely understand where you're coming from because that's the majority of the market. One thing I definitely teach people how to do is target marketing. I don't talk to my friends and family in my business. It's been quite a few years since I did that, and just because of the experience and the frustration with everything that I had went through, and I've been able to build a business by just sharing that story and talking to people's problems, like Mike had said in that video that you had saw. So what happens is we start to overcomplicate things and think that this business is harder than it really is. But
Right.
the only reason why it's hard at first is because you're talking to the wrong people, right? And like you said, you had been doing some online marketing in the past, but you had some personal stuff go on, and it kind of discombobulated some things that was going on in your life.
Right.
What company are you in currently right now?
It's a company called Symmetry. They do supplements, vitamins, supplements. I've been taking supplements for years, but I finally found an MLM company that you can make money on taking supplements that are high quality. Because I'm a pretty big believer in high quality supplements. I've been taking them for forever, but I could never find a company that was good enough that had good quality products at a price that was decent. And this company's got pretty decent products at a good price.
Cool, cool. So up until this point, before you had got plugged into Empower, what were you doing to acquire new customers and new reps to your business?
Um, Basically the friends and family thing. I mean that's how you start. That's how we started. And then we had a couple ideas. We would go to some gyms. We'd set up booths there, a table there. We one-on-one with people there, show them the product, try and not necessarily get them in the business, but at least try and sell them some product and kind of go that route. That was kind of one aspect of trying to sell the product. And then in terms of the business building part, I guess the one thing we did the most to get new customer or to get new business partners was probably Craigslist. And so actually, I think it was you, wasn't it? You had that's what it was. It was your Craigslist ad series on YouTube, and that's what I copied, and I adjusted it to this thing. And that's what we started using. And actually, because we had a Google number, so we did the same thing. We did a message on Google, had forwarded them to Google, exactly what you said in that thing. So that's the video I saw for you. That's how I got started with you.
Yeah, that video is I shot that video probably in about 2010, and people
Yeah, it's
still
probably
watch
old.
that video
Yeah,
till today. People still call me from that video, but that's just the power of YouTube and video marketing because I
right.
shot that video back in 2014. I barely even use Craigslist nowadays in my marketing. I'm actually been
Yeah,
talking
they
to some
charge
people.
now, so it's kind of hard.
Well, I mean, for some places they charge. It depends.
Depends on state. Yeah.
I'm primarily seeking out someone who gets email subscribers that actually turn into conversions. I haven't. I mean, there's a lot of people I know that can get people's information and call them and stuff, which I can do. You know, I did it back in 2010. I primarily don't talk to people before they get started in the business now. You know, sometimes I do some networking on Facebook. But as far as like picking up the phone and talking to people, unless I've been established with them and I've known them for quite some time and they're already in the industry, I don't talk to them up front.
Right. That's
Just
what I want.
because, yeah. And when you learn how to start really building this business, by using and leveraging the internet, it's a very simple process. It's so easy that I'll explain it to you, and then your head will kind of rattle a little bit because you're like, it can't be that simple. When it really is that simple. The reason why you got started with me is because I gave you value up front, right? I gave you some training, some information that could help you go out and grow your business, whether you ever decided to join me in whatever it was I was marketing and promoting, any products or services or companies or anything like that. And you start to go out and get results from it, right? And by giving value up front, the law of reciprocity automatically just starts getting sowed into other people. And then when you start helping people, you start demonstrating a higher level of value by sharing, your expertise and your knowledge. And the secret, right, is that you don't need to know too much to be considered an expert in front of your prospect's eyes.
I
Because
just read that. My
yeah,
ex-fiance just got me this book,
nice.
and
Well,
I just read that where it says you don't have to worry about how, even if you're the newest person, even though you're talking about something, you look like you're the authority. So it's kind of funny.
yeah. So it's like, you got to know and understand that you have value. I mean, like, tell me a little bit about what you do offline. Like, I know you had talked to me on Facebook a little bit about how you have 3 businesses. I know from the email that you have a dry cleaning business. Like, what else do you do?
Well, I have rental properties, and I'm phasing out of the rental property business. That's what I did for a long time. I have a dry cleaning delivery service, that I started from scratch, and then I have this, my MLM. So those are the 3 businesses that I have that I'm working on. But the rental properties, the dry cleaning, that requires a lot of paperwork, a lot of receipts, a lot of QuickBooks. So, and
Yeah.
honestly, they tie you here. They tie you to one spot. If I left, like when I get married, I'm going to take 2 weeks off. I'm not going to get paid. I'll get paid rent, but I won't get paid for the dry cleaning because I'm the only one that does that business. I'm the one that goes and picks everything up. I'm the one that drops everything off. I have like a wholesale arrangement with the dry cleaner. So if I'm not working, if I'm not picking up clothes, I'm not going to get that. I'm going to miss that billing cycle. That's
Yeah.
why I've always believed in network marketing, something like that, because you can be wherever you want to be and still make money residually. That's why I know that it can work, and that's why I want it to work that way.
Yeah. Well, from what I've been hearing from you, I can tell that you have a lot of value. And the one thing that I would share with you is that you want to start crafting that story. I saw that you started to put out some blog posts, which is good, but you definitely want to do more.
Yeah,
You've
I was
gone
working
through
on some
all.
research today for another one, so.
Got it. You've gone through all of the fast start training, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. And you also got team building formula, the recording. So that was excellent. That's really going to help. I don't know if you were on the webinar on that actual Saturday. It was kind of the
Yeah.
audio and everything was kind of screwy, but the recordings from what I've seen, I've taken a glance at them once because I was on the whole entire thing basically, are pretty good. So you definitely want to review that as well, just to get a peeking side of Wood's mind. But give me a sec. All right, cool. So what is it that you have that you've been doing so far? I know you've been blogging a little bit, but I mean, you came through on video marketing. Have you shot in any videos yet?
I have not, but I did purchase like a sketch video program because I was thinking
Hmm.
of doing something like that where you don't necessarily have to be on the video. You can do some cool little because some of the stuff I've been reading is you want to make your videos not only informative, but you want to make them entertaining. So if I could take a sketch video, use humor, make it entertaining, as also making it informative, that might create a little bit more value, a little bit more interest that you could put that out on Facebook or put that out somewhere where people will want to watch it more often.
I
It's better
I
ability
hear
to viral, maybe.
Yeah, I hear you, and I definitely agree with you. Just don't overcomplicate it. Because that's one thing that I used to do. Because I've been shooting videos. It seems like forever, and like I shot this video today that was like 15 minutes long. It was a screen capture video, and then I edited in Camtasia, and it took forever for the video to get done, finish loading, and I haven't even uploaded it to Facebook yet because basically I'm going to be putting together a free training on YouTube marketing once I get 30 likes on that particular video. And the whole point of that video is just to create some viral exposure, right? So I'm going to give value in the video, and then if they want to get more value, they want to get a free training, then you got to have at least 30 people like it. So like it, share, comment, get 30 likes to this video, and I'll do a live training on YouTube marketing. Um, and it just reminded me of how long that process is, and considering where you're at right now, you're not getting any traffic, you're not getting any leads. So even though you got Sketch Pro, you want to take some time to learn it and use it. But I would say primarily what you want to do is you just want to get in front of the camera and share value, and the easiest way to do that is to just share your story. If you've seen my videos. I don't really I have some technical training, but the vast majority of my videos are me sharing my story, talking about my pains, talking
Right.
about my triumphs, and then offering people a solution to the very problems that I had because I know they have the same problem because I know that they're seeking out information on YouTube like how to generate leads on Craigslist or how to generate leads in their particular company, et cetera, and they're going to go out and find someone like me giving them value up front, which causes them to learn more about me. See, the thing I love about YouTube is that people they'll stalk you on YouTube. Like you said, you watched a couple videos and then you opted in, right? And then you eventually bought. Well, what I've noticed on YouTube, and which is why I'm putting a lot more energy towards YouTube, is this is what happens with me on YouTube. I generate leads. They either sign up automatically without talking to me whatsoever, or they stalk me on Facebook or via email, and then they turn into a buyer. I've seen that periodically over the course of time happen consistently. So when I sat there and asked myself, I said, because I was talking to Toby Black the other day, who I'm sponsored under Toby and Layla, and then I'm also connected with Lawrence Tam on the blogging system. So I'm a pass out for Toby and Layla to Lawrence. That's why I'm in contact with Lawrence a lot, who's one of the $1 million earners inside of Empower.
Right.
So I was talking to Toby, and because I've been on leaderboards in different companies, different affiliate programs, put together my own products and stuff like that. And I was looking at all the results that I had in my business up until this point, and I realized how little I was really working my business because I was focusing on coaching clients and selling different affiliate products and stuff like that. And I was just like, well, how can I 10x what I've done already and do it in a more automated way? So I was sitting there talking to Lawrence, not Lawrence, Toby, and I was just like, man, I'm just racking my mind how to just take it to that next level. And he was just like, James, consistency, consistency, consistency. And like that word rung in my head so hard that I shot a video about it the other day and put it out on Facebook. And I'm glad that you're looking into video marketing because, by God, it's the easiest form of marketing out there. I realized how much I was processing in my head as a marketer because I've been marketing online since 2007, buying products, buying information products, going through the whole guru gauntlet, getting out to No Excuses like you saw, interviewing Mike Dillard, and then I kind of withdrew from the industry for a while because that whole guru model pissed me off for quite some time because it basically was a glorified job. Because everybody as affiliate marketers were promoting just like 5 different guys' products whenever they decided to launch them. They would pay out 40 to maybe 50% commissions, and then we'd have to wait a good 30 to 45 days to get paid, right? And I was just like, that's a job. So I kind of withdrew from the industry for a while, and then when I got plugged back in, I asked myself, I was like, well, what's the easiest way that I could go out and help someone who doesn't know everything that I know to go out and start making money right away? And that's when I, plugged back into Empower and realized how simple it was. Empower is pretty simple. It's so simple that people overcomplicate it. That's one thing that I've seen, just from sponsoring 70 plus people and having multiple conversations like this. Because the process is easy. The process is easy. The hard part is the mindset, developing that mindset. I mean, you're an entrepreneur already, so it's pretty easy for you to understand, you got to work and do what you got to do in order to get to where you want to go. So, I don't have to have those mind-bending shifts with you.
Right.
But the process as far as what to do is probably something that, I definitely want to help you on. And the first thing I would say to you is that, go ahead, what are you about to say?
I was going to say, yeah, you're exactly right. The focusing of, I have so many things in my mind right now going on about what I should do with this. Do I work on the website? Do I work on this? Sometimes it leads to the inaction of doing, you're doing a lot of things, but you're not doing anything that's really making you money.
Productive.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's where I'm now trying to figure out basically what my system is going to be. A system that's easy to show other people, because it has to be like, it has to be easy to show somebody else.
Yeah, and I'll just share with you what I'm currently doing. There's some things I'm leveraging on YouTube that I'm going to be breaking down to the team very shortly. But essentially, what I'm doing when it comes to YouTube marketing is I'm picking 3 different keywords a day. I'm shooting videos on those keywords, and I gear all the keywords that I'm shooting videos for. Right now, they're geared towards different companies in the MLM niche. But that doesn't mean that you can't target people who want to make money from home blogging, people who want to make money selling health products or something like that. Essentially, keyword research is entirely up to you. Just find keywords, that indicate that someone is looking to buy, and shoot videos on those keywords, and then do some stuff. There's a YouTube training on my actual blog. That's why I put it up there. 1 is for prospects to give them value up front. 2, it's a resource that any team members that I have or any of their team members can go to, watch that 30-minute video, and then have a keen understanding about how to go out and use YouTube marketing to go out and generate free leads, free traffic, and free signups in their business.
Do you know what it's called?
It's called MLM Leads Call You. I think that's the title that I put the name on the blog. I'll send it over to you.
Okay.
After we get off this hangout, that's not a problem. But yeah, essentially, I'm picking 3 different videos. Now you can do more than that, but you want to stay consistent. So I would just say anything from 1 to 3 videos a day. I mean, do more than 1, because when you start getting good at this, you'll realize that your videos shouldn't be any longer than 1.5 minutes. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes tops. And when you keep the formula short, what you're doing is you're basically enticing someone by giving them an open loop. So, for example, you'll be like, hey, do you want to learn the secret about how I've been able to go out and sponsor 70 plus people part-time in my business? I'm going to share that with you, but before I do that, I want to just share with you a quick story. right? And then I'll go into the story of all my entire struggle. So what happens? Subconsciously, that person is thinking in the back of their mind, I want to know the secret about how this guy went out and sponsor 70 plus people. So I can sit there and I can talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about, as long as I come back to how I was able to do that and then give them a call to action telling them what to do next, they're going to follow that information, right? So I'll sit there and I'll be like, share my story, and then towards the end I'll wrap it up and like, well, you see, how I exploded my business is I got to a point where I was generating 20 to 30 leads per day by using and leveraging video marketing and blogging, right? And by doing that, I was able to start building my business on almost complete autopilot because I was letting my videos and my blog do the recruiting, the selling, and the telling, and the qualifying for me. So if you want to learn more about how you can go out and start doing that for yourself, go below this video right now, click that link, and enter your name and your email. That way you can get instant access to this free video on how you can go out and start using blogging and video marketing using a simple 3-step system and just go from there, right? Nothing, you just gotta speak to their pain, right, in the beginning of the video, share a story, because that's what people, people get this overcomplicated. It's not about the facts. Like, if you notice, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm sharing stories. I'm not even doing it consciously. I'm sharing story after story after story after story because you'll remember the stories more than you will me saying, oh, well, this is how you line up YouTube, and this is what you do for keyword research, and all this other stuff. That technical training I already have available to you. So for me to sit here and just hit you with a whole bunch of technical training is actually a waste of your time and my time because you're not going to remember it. So that's why I have the technical stuff in an automated version, just like how Empower sets up all the training, right? If you notice, Dave doesn't do a lot of live trainings. But go ahead. What are you about to say?
So you're saying you got your whatever you're sending them to automated. So you're sending them somewhere else, not your website, right? Are you sending them to your blog, your site? I mean,
I typically send them to a capture page. Whenever you're doing YouTube marketing, you want to be able to get people on your list, right? I don't. Do you have an autoresponder yet?
Yeah, I've got 2.
Okay. Well, yeah. So you have an autoresponder. You definitely want to set up a email sequence. It doesn't have to be anything difficult. The first email could just be like, "Hey, hello, how's it going? Just wanted to connect with you." I'm actually going to be putting together a training on autoresponder marketing because I know a lot of people think it's hard. It's really not. And I'm actually putting together the 7-8 video series that I'm going to be adding to my autoresponder. And I'm just going to tell the whole entire team to model it because all I'm essentially going to do is take what Dave is sharing in the Fast Start training, and I'm going to condense it in probably about 3 to 5 minute videos that are just jam-packed with value, always giving a call to action at the end of it towards people making a decision to watch the sales video again and purchase, right? So that's essentially what I'm going to be doing. As I put
everybody to you want everybody to sign up to Empower. Is that what you're trying to do?
That is my focus on the front end because of my target market. See, the thing is, you can build different autoresponders. So if you're looking to build your primary business, you can build specific videos and capture pages that go towards that directly, right? You can do that, right? They just take a little bit more skill. As long as you have like something that can create capture pages, you're good.
The Profit Builder is good. I bought that too.
What'd you get?
Have you heard of Profit Builder? WordPress Profit Builder?
I have not, but there's so many capture page tools out there.
It's really good compared to a lot of the ones I've seen. That one's really good. I've got some really good capture pages, sales pages, squeeze pages, all this different stuff, and it's that good quality stuff that you've seen other people like how Dave does his, and of all the ones I've seen so far, this one's pretty good, and it's a plug-in for WordPress, so it fits right in. And if Empower is going back to the WordPress platform, that might be good.
Yeah, so that's actually good. So you're more advanced than I thought, which is excellent. I love when I find that out. You know,
I've
because
been doing this stuff since like 2005. So you know, like I said, on and off since 2005. I was doing it before it all got big, and then like when Mike Diller was small, and I had his magnetic sponsoring thing way back when. I got to find it. I think it's on an old computer or something. But
if you still have it, if you bought it, you still should be able to access the PDF in the back office. So don't worry about finding the physical copy. You know, don't drive yourself crazy about it because I mean I don't even know where mine is at, but I know if I want to read it, I can always log into my back office and magnetic sponsoring.
right,
But yeah, that's where I kind of got my chops in. And I share that story at times in my marketing about how I had my first $400 hour marketing online through one of Mike's launches. Like it absolutely shocked me because at the time I was like, you know, jobless and I was living at my nana's house and I did a live webinar training and I mean like I was so like zooted out at the time. I had like a suit on as I'm doing a live webinar training, and so I gave value on that whole entire training, just shared some stuff, and then at the end of it, I talked about his launch at the time. I forgot what product it was, but one person ended up going and buying that product, and then not only buying that product, but they bought like the whole entire suite of products uh, uh, from Mike at the time because it was an upsell offer,
right,
and like, out of nowhere it's like, oh, you received a $400 commission, and I think I was like 19 or 20 at the time. I was like, whoa! So
right,
you know, it's those experiences that you can share with people. Like you can share your experiences as an entrepreneur
mhm,
with people who are really baby entrepreneurs. I mean, networkers, 9 times out of 10, when you do this right, you're going to be talking to people who are basically brand new or they've been struggling for a while, right? Like I was doing some connecting earlier on Facebook because I have this tool that allows me to pull user IDs from Facebook, and I have another tool that allows me to auto send messages to those people. So right now I'm sending about anywhere from 50 to 100 messages a day on autopilot on the front end, and then I'm connecting with the people that respond on the back end. And then based off of that, basically, because I used to do this all manually, and then Facebook like kind of you know messed with some of my accounts to where I couldn't really do it anymore too much. I couldn't get this information and then message people. So I found a tool where I've been able to automate that process. That tool I actually put on my blog as well. But considering where you're at right now and what it is that you're looking to do, I would say focus on video marketing and get to a point where you're doing 2 to 3 a day based on different keywords. Could be geared towards your primary company, could be geared towards Empower. If you're going to market Empower, I would gear it towards affiliate marketers, network marketers, ClickBank people. ClickBank, I'm sure you know about ClickBank because a lot of people that market ClickBank,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, the commissions on ClickBank are typically low. And typically take forever to get paid out. Now, Empower has made some changes. The compensation plan is 70% commissions now
right.
because they're expanding globally and stuff like that. So, and they're going back to WordPress and they're getting rid of some other stuff that I couldn't stand. So, some minuses, but a lot more pluses. So that's how
Right.
I'm looking at it.
Let me ask
And go ahead.
I watched that call that they had where he talked about them converting over to this new system that they're going almost back to something, back to WordPress or something.
Yeah,
So what
basically
are
what
they?
happened is
Are they not? Are people not being as successful with the current blog platform and not getting as much traffic and having to go back? Is that what's going on right now, or what?
it's just easier to use. And see, the thing is with the platform now, like people can't leave a comment unless they're in Empower. So it makes it harder to get rankings and stuff like that. Because comments, likes, and shares and stuff makes it easy to get ranked. A lot of people seem to think that you can't get your Empower network blogs ranked. It's totally false. There's so much traffic that gets driven to that site. It's an authority site now on Google. So you can still get your blogs ranked, but I mean, people can't comment. So the
It just seemed like
basically,
the impression I got from people talking were that it's not this new version that they got is not working as good as the old one was, so they're having to go back to something else. That's the impression I got from how these people were talking.
yeah, because the old version was on WordPress, and I mean, even like my personal blog, it's on WordPress. I use Optimize Press to put it together, but it's hosted on WordPress itself. WordPress is just easy to get a WordPress blog ranked.
Right.
So if you have a site, a domain that's using WordPress and it's getting a whole bunch of traffic to it, it's easy to get rankings just like that. Like that's why when Empower first came out, a lot of people were getting ranked on Google basically doing nothing
Right.
because there was a whole bunch of different people driving traffic to the domain. And if they just did a little bit of SEO, like even if they weren't an expert, it was easy to get ranked because of the whole WordPress platform. So
Yeah.
Chris Record, he's putting together, he's working on a new WordPress platform. They're going to be launching it in Orlando, and then shortly afterwards, they're going to launch it to the entire affiliate base and stuff like that. But essentially, what it is you know they're going back to the basics of what made Empower in the first place.
Right.
It's going to make it easier to expand as far as the actual blog goes. But when it comes to marketing and lead generation, because what I'm getting from you is that you definitely want to build your primary business, and you became an affiliate, right, with
Yes.
Empower? So you want to make money with Empower as well. And how you combine those is, first and foremost, what I recommend is that you go through that YouTube training. So here's what I want to do, right? Because I can tell you're a go-getter. I mean, you're an entrepreneur, so what I want you to do is I want you to go through that YouTube training. I'm going to send it to you immediately after we get off this call.
Okay.
And then I want you to shoot about, I want you to shoot, I want you to shoot 21 videos over the course of 7 days. Not hard. Don't get in your head and start processing. If you're not perfect, don't worry about it. Just put videos out. That's an average of 3 a day. The most I've shot in a single day is 49 to 50 videos. And I mean, those were like back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. So I'm not telling you to do that.
What do you videos
um,
What do you use for videos?
I've,
iPhone,
I've
or what do you?
I've shot videos on iPhones. I've shot videos on a camera. I don't know, like my camera got lost a couple months ago, and I just never bought another one because I have my webcam. So primarily now, I shoot my videos on my webcam. Sometimes I shoot it on my phone. Right now I have a Google Android phone, some Nexus stuff, but I barely shoot videos on there anyway. Sometimes if I'm putting a video on Instagram, you know, I'll shoot one really really quick. But the what you use doesn't really matter. Um, what matters is that you get in the habit of shooting them and you get comfortable in front of the camera, because all you're really demonstrating to people is how comfortable you are with yourself. And the more comfortable that you are with yourself, automatically on a subconscious level, the more comfortable people are with you. So, you know, it's all, perception is reality. So, you know, like I remember when I first got started marketing back in 2009, I started calling myself the best networker alive. Everybody thought I was crazy, right? But yet I have a domain now. I drive traffic to it. People know me as that. Some people call me the greatest networker ever, and I'm like, it's funny how a brand does that, because I simply said it and stated it enough, put it out there enough, believed in it enough. People have that perception, and all it is it's just a brand. Like if someone asks, well, do you really think you're the best? I'm like, Jim Rohn is the greatest networker ever. Well, actually, no, Jesus is the greatest networker ever. Jim Rohn is a close second, right? So, so it's like me. I just was, you know, God downloaded into my brain. Oh, call yourself the best networker alive. That was it, you know. So, you know, it's just a brand. It's just a slogan. People still know me from saying, you know, watching like you watch TV and watch your income grow. Just get comfortable figuring out you, right? And the more videos that you shoot, the more comfortable you get. So I don't want you to focus too much on keywords right now, but I do want you to go through that training I'm going to send you, because it'll give you an idea. I'm actually going to send you 2 trainings. They're both on my blog. One's on keyword research, it's a 15-minute video on keyword research, so you can literally know how not to go crazy with keyword research. Because I used to do it all the time. I can get super analytical at times with keywords, and that's the reason why I shot that video a couple months back. And I still get traffic to that blog post now. So the thing about creating quality content is I probably have right now maybe about 10 to 12 pieces of content on my blog. But the funny thing is I can take each one of those pieces of content and post at least 3 to 4 of them every single day and still get unique hits to it consistently just from my Facebook profile alone. Never mind Instagram, never mind other social media platforms, Google, just from Facebook alone because of the quality content that I put together. And all I really did was this process that I call learn, teach, do. Right? So you learn something, you teach it, and you do it at the same time. Well, more importantly, learn, do, teach. Teach it after you've done it, right? Because it's so much easier, and you'll remember it more, and you'll become an authority, right? Just because you're sharing with people what you know works, it doesn't even have to work for you yet, but you literally going and learning something and sharing it is value. Just someone that's about it. And like you said in that book that you just got, your prospect doesn't know that you're brand new, doesn't know that you're just getting ramped back up in internet marketing. As far as they're concerned, you're the expert, right? And I'm sure you won't have a problem with that. I can feel your energy and your posture through Google. So it's like I know for a fact if you just shoot videos and you do them consistently, you'll go out, you'll start generating leads for your primary business and for Empower, and you'll really start to be able to go out and grow. As far as so 21 videos over the course of the next 7 days. So next Sunday is the 19th. What else? 21 videos. I'm going to send you 2 different videos, one on keyword research, one on YouTube marketing for long-tail keywords. And once you get the basics down, then I'll talk to you about some ninja stuff that's pretty simple and easy to implement. But that's what I want you to do right now. So that's my assignment for you. That's my challenge for you, Adam, is to shoot those 21 videos within the next 7 days. And then after that, shoot another video and put it up on Facebook about how you accomplish that feat and what has transformed inside of you after you've done that. So those are my challenges for you.
Don't post them or anything. Just hold on to them.
No, put them up on YouTube.
Okay.
Put them up on YouTube. Don't get too bogged down by descriptions, because listen, I've been doing YouTube marketing forever, and I had shot some videos a couple of days ago, and I was literally like running away from the computer, procrastinating because I felt like I needed to write some lengthy, long tail SEO description, and then I was just like, James, like, shut up, just go sit your ass down, right? And write out a description. And it was a short, punchy description that had some keywords laced in it, and I was like, I was sitting there arguing with myself for the past hour in my mind, saying, oh, this is going to be a pain, this is going to take forever. When honestly, to actually write out the description for my videos, in total time took me less than 15 minutes. And that was like for 3 different videos. So it's like the one thing I would tell you is, like you said, that problem that you have of thinking too much. I've learned this from Dale Carnegie in the book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. I didn't even read the whole book because the book is huge, and I read the first 20 pages, and I got the entire book in that first 20 pages, and I was like, if I read this book more, I'm going to hear the same thing over and over and over again. And he simply said, you can't think and do at the same time, meaning you can't be in your head processing all this stuff and then be typing out the description at the same time. Right? You can't be saying, oh, I can't do this, I don't know what I'm going to say, and then at the same time just be sitting there typing. So it's like the more you just learn to be in flow, the easier it really is to, just do it, right? Because what happens is, like I talked about this the other day on a blog post, burning your ships at sea, right, or at shore. I said at sea, but at shore, at sea, whatever, right? I say burn it at sea and then swim all the way to the shore. That way you're all pumped up and ready to go. Right, but the whole point is just to take action. Your mind will auto-correct itself, right? And even if you're not auto-correcting yourself, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I'm here to point out different things that you can do to perfect the process so that it's easier for you so that you can go out and get the results that you want. And so that would be my challenge for you. So those 21 videos and that extra video about what transformation you've gone through by shooting those videos, and then also going through the YouTube training, which is about like 33, 35 minutes long, and the keyword research training, that's about 15 minutes long. So I'll send both of those to you after we get off this hangout. But are there any specific questions that you have for me?
So the YouTube training is going to kind of talk about how to do what you just told me to do, kind of. It's going to give me a basic outline. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I break it down as far as like title, descriptions, keywords. There's some extra stuff that I could show you that I've been doing. But like I said, I don't want to give you too much information because I used to do that in the very beginning of Building Empower. I used to just bleh. And what I realized is that to kind of scale back, let's get you just shooting those videos and getting those videos out, posting them, and then right, once you form the habit of doing them, getting in the habit of doing them, how easy you get into a routine, it becomes easy. Then we can add some extra ninja stuff that just allows you to, like spy on what other people are doing, on different keywords that you're targeting and stuff like that. Like it's some super easy stuff that I don't want to I don't even know the damn word. I don't want to overindulge in information.
Right.
With it. Because YouTube's simple, like because I got away from it myself, right? Like you found me on YouTube, and I was sitting there racking my mind. I was like, I wonder how Adam got signed up, right? Because I've been more focused on Facebook and Instagram and automating those because Instagram I've never really used, right? And I've learned some stuff about Instagram, and then Facebook I've profited from, but I've spent a lot of time on it as well. So I've been looking for different ways to, spend less time on it so that I can really focus on some bigger vision stuff. And, then I was talking with Toby, and it hit me. I was like, it's so much easier to make money on YouTube than it is on Facebook as far as with what I had been doing. So I was like, I need to do more YouTube stuff. So what I'm sharing with you is what I'm actively doing right now on YouTube. And that training is golden. That training is golden. I'm actually I'm actually gonna post it on Facebook too as well. Get some extra traffic to it. But that is first and foremost. And see, because even in my mind, I'm very value based, and I like to train, and I like to really give people information, and like I'm literally like clawing at my eyes and like my head is like hurting because I want to just give you a whole bunch of information, but it's like I know that if I do that right now, it's just gonna
right.
Like, let's focus on the simple stuff.
One of the things I want to do eventually too, though, is like what you're talking about with the automation is you're going to give me this training. We're doing this one-on-one thing, but eventually I would like to come up, and I've read this in other places too, that you want to take your training, make your training automated. You send them to that training. You don't have to train them anymore one-on-one. You don't have to have one-on-one trainings like this anymore. You're basically your videos or your whatever you're sending them is teaching them what to do, and it will save you a lot of time from having to actually run your business continuously all the time. Like Dave said, he's like, wasn't it Dave that said that he only talks to like 5 or 6 or 10 people now, and because otherwise he'd be on the phone constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. What I would say is that you're absolutely right, and you definitely want to get to that point. But personal connections are big. What I've realized just from my own personal experience in recruiting, unless you're running a ton of traffic and just the law of averages are working in your favor, like to the point where you're running stupid amounts of traffic, like a Vic Strizhouse, for example, to have someone come into the system, plug in, and then actually do things, get started, and invest in themselves, it takes a longer churn of time, right? But how you can ramp that up quicker is by making that personal connection, because people want to spend money and they want to invest in themselves, but they're scared to because they're in their own head trying to figure everything out for themselves, and then
Right.
their own thoughts, their own processes, their own paradigms are constantly in their mind as they're attempting to make a buying decision. And what I found is that, and Dave will tell you this too, right? I mean, he built Empower, so he has an affiliate base that's massive. But I've known David since 2009. You used to be able to get David on the phone, right? Like you used to be able to call him up on Skype or call him
Right.
up on a phone number, and he would pick up his phone and say, "Hey James, how's it going?" Right? Like I talk to him on Facebook now, more than anything. But back in 2009, he was on the phone, connecting with people, closing people,
Right.
hosting live training, stuff like that. So it all works. It just depends on where you're at. Now, when your team is so huge that one-on-ones don't make sense, right? Then you're only focusing on your leaders, right? Like if
Right.
you notice, I've been sitting there doing a lot of, like, you see my emails, you see my posts on Facebook and stuff like that. And the reason why I reached out to you today is because I was like, well, Adam plugged in a while back. He's bought more than one product, so he's serious, right? So he deserves my time. So why don't I go out and connect with him personally, just to see where he's at, see how I can help him, see how I can give value, and just make a genuine connection. Like I haven't talked to you about any of the upsells inside of Empower. That's not my intention on this call. You know what they are. They can help you. They can benefit you. I have them, and that's why I have so much information I can download and give into you. But that wasn't the purpose of this conversation. The purpose of this conversation was for me to reach out to you genuinely and just get to know a little bit more about you, how you actually found me, how you got started, and then what I could personally do to help you. So you found me on YouTube, and you're going to be doing YouTube marketing. And what's funny is typically people do what what got them started. That's one thing that I found.
Right.
People typically do what got them started in the first place. So just keep plugging, bro. As far as what Dave says, he's absolutely right. But personal connections always trump everything else, especially when it comes to high ticket sales. I mean, if you sit there and you think about it, uh, for example, those hotel meetings where they're selling those, $5,000 real estate events, right? Like I remember I was 20 years old. I went with my nana to a real estate event, and I dived. I took in everything that they gave away for free. Like I took notes, and I was sitting there laser focused on the speaker and everything. And then she ended up buying the upsell, which I think was like a $200, $400 product. And I was like, I told her, I was like, look, they're bringing you to another event and give you a whole bunch of stuff so that you're overwhelmed, and they're gonna sell you something else, right? So then she goes, right? I'm there with her. I'm taking all the notes, taking all the information, right? They're showing me how I can find real estate properties and stuff like that. And then they offer like these different products, like $10,000, $25,000, and I'm sitting there, and then we go take a break. And this is my suit days, so I'm all pinned up in a suit and stuff. and and she asked me this question. She was like, "Do you think I should buy the program?" I said, "What program?" She said, "The $25,000 program." I said, $25,000. And back then I was like, "You can't even like let me borrow like $5 grand for some marketing." Like, you know what I'm saying? But she looked at me and she was like, "Do you think I should do this, right?" And I looked at her straight in the eyes and I said, "If you're gonna do what they tell you to do, then spend the $25,000." But I was like, if you're not gonna do it,
Mhm.
don't do it. Okay? If you're not gonna do everything that they tell you to do, don't do it. So she makes
That's
it twenty
actually
five.
how I got started in real estate.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought one of those things, the Carlton Sheets program back in the day, back in the early, 2000. I think it was a 2000. I bought that program, went through it, and then I bought their $2,000 training, like one-on-one training, where they would take you. You'd have like I think it was a weekly half an hour, call you'd get on with your trainer, and they would go over these steps, and you'd have to, did you follow everything you're supposed to do this week, and up, 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 up. And that's how I got started with real estate, and that's how I ended up buying 17 properties.
Nice. You see, my Nana, she went the opposite direction. She blamed the people. She blamed everyone else.
Right.
She because part of the package was that they would come out to your house for like a week and then help you find properties and stuff. Now, here was the kicker. I actually found a real estate property that was a Section 8 property, so guaranteed income, right? That if she just sat there and started to get the ball running, she probably could have got, right? If she would have learned how to do paperwork and made enough connections, she would have been able to get the property. Now, mind you, that was just from what I had learned going that day, because I didn't know anything that she had got afterwards, but I found the property that she could have got, and she didn't look into it. She was too busy worrying about her foreclosures because she had bought 3 houses on the same street, and she moved onto the street, which just caused a whole bunch of chaos in her life, and it was just so afterwards, to this day, if I were to talk to her about it, she blames the people. She blames the lady that came out. She blames everyone else but the person who made the $25,000 decision. But
Right.
but the point that I'm really making to you with that story, right? And I'm telling you that part because it's hilarious. But the point that I'm really making to you is that personal connections um, makes it so much easier for someone to make a $1,000 decision, for a $3,000 decision, for a $10,000 decision, right? So that's why I always bank on personal connections. I'm kind of old school. I learned the old school way of networking while I was learning the internet marketing stuff. So I come at it from both places, and I'm a firm believer that personal relationships always trump everything else. If you sit there and look at Empower Network, regardless of what Dave says to you, Empower Network started from personal relationships. Now, of course, there's so much leverage to where it pretty much runs itself, and then Dave just decides when he wants to train, when he wants to create products and stuff like that. But, the first 30 people that got started were from personal relationships. I had got plugged into Empower Network when I got out, but the people that I had joined originally came from personal relationships. I even called David when Empower Network first came out because I was like, dude, I'm hearing about this freaking thing from this person, that person, this person, that person, but what was that? That was a personal relationship. So I called him up. So it's like, I say that there's a balance, right? You'll get to a place where you're not talking to the vast majority of your team, but you always want to reach out and connect with people who are producing, people who have shown that they're serious, people who are seeing the game, people who have invested in themselves, because that personal time matters. Like if I never ever spoke with you live or in person, 9 times out of 10, if things aren't going well, you'll quit. You won't even think twice about it, right? But because of this personal connection, and now I know what you're looking to do, right? I've given you some advice, and now I can point you in the right direction to get to go exactly where you want to go, right? It just reaffirms what we've already established through the internet, right? Because that's all it is. It's just a gateway to a personal connection that could be a short-term connection, could be a long-term connection. I focus primarily on establishing long-term relationships. That's it. That's me.
All right. That leads me back to you're basically, there's a book I read, an old school marketer that he wrote, and he's got a whole website, a whole program, but he calls those gold chips. Your gold chips are your ships that are producing, they're doing stuff. You want to spend some time with them. You're going to spend more time with them than you're going to spend with the empty ships, who are the people that really aren't doing anything. They got the system, but then they never did anything else. So
I like that analogy. You should use that in videos.
Yeah, I think I actually will. Yeah, because he goes empty ships, silver ships, and then gold ships. You got silver ships who are kind of in the middle. They're maybe doing something. They have the opportunity to do something, but they're not gold yet. And then you got your golds who are they're just filling up the ship with gold, and you want to deal with those people more because of what they're doing. So drop out there. Are you muted?
Yeah, Yeah, I was muted. But yeah, absolutely. My 4-year-old just woke up.
Oh,
Say hi, Malachi.
how you
Oh,
doing?
can you actually like come on, move over? All right. Say hi. See, he's like half asleep. Say hi, Adam. Okay, he's tired. So anyway, but yeah, I would definitely use that. So shoot those videos. I'll shoot you over the link.
Okay.
I'll shoot you over both of the links. See, I had to remember. But yeah, I'm just happy to connect with you, man. I'm a people person. I'm one of the most uh, cool, down to earth people you'll ever meet in the industry. There's a lot of crazy folks out there. I just happen to be one of the crazy folks, but I'm just one of the laid back ones as well.
Right.
All right, I'll get you something to drink in a second. All right, all right. See, he's taking advantage. um, but yeah, bro. Just love and appreciate you for making the decision to take action and working, with me. I'm here for you. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. Like I told you, Facebook is the fastest way to get in touch with me. Just because I'm on the site a lot. I recently downloaded the Messenger app again, even though I can't stand it. But I make a lot of money by connecting with people through Messenger, so I was just like, it doesn't make financial sense for me not to have it anymore. So,
Right.
yeah, bro, just let me know if you have any particular questions. I issue that challenge to you. Let me know when you get it done, and I will shoot over those training videos right away.
Okay. Cool.
All right, take care. Have a blessed night. I'll
Right.
shoot you over the recording of this
Okay.
because I know I shared a lot of stuff with you, so that you can always review it, and then I give this to people just as like a reminder of where you started, and that way you can start to track your progress, and it's an amazing thing when you start to see your own personal breakthroughs. All
All
right,
right.
bro.
All right. Cool. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Take care.